Hey everyone, Thalin here. Just wanted to make a UI video so I could showcase a few things in my UI as opposed to actually posting a static screenshot, which doesn't usually tell too much when looking at certain UIs. One thing you'll see is I'm a bit of a minimalist. I like to look at a lot of screen real estate, and I don't like a lot of things mucking about the middle of my screen blocking that. I do apologize for the graphical settings. I'm turning them down so the frame rate of the video is a little better actually. So yeah, without further ado, this is my UI. It's pretty minimalist, don't have a lot showing. With Bartender, I have a few mouse over bars for quick utility that I can show off. Sidebar here has some utility mounts, repair, water walking, underwater mount, some professions, Hearthstone, stuff I don't use that much but like to have available when I need to click it. Micro menu for the game is also here. If I need to use that, it's there. Have a nice little utility bar here with consumables, mainly potions, flasks, food, bandages, things like that. I have some pet utility stuff here along with mass res, focus macro, and then I have my pet bar here. I can just click on it, pick whatever pet I want to use, and yeah, there he goes right there. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell at first glance. Obviously objectives up here, typical stuff. You'll notice I have a trailer on my cursor. It's an add-on I use mainly just out of necessity to keep track of my cursor in the middle of a raid when tons of spell effects are going on and there's tons of mobs running around everywhere. Oftentimes I'll lose that cursor, so this really helps me keep track of it, and I like it quite a bit. I've got my pet bar down here. You'll notice the only bar I ever have visible when I'm not in combat is this one down here. It's a cooldown monitoring bar pretty much. Stuff I just want to know whether or not it's on cooldown while I'm out of combat, such as feign death, camouflage, potions, those sorts of things. My buffs are up here. You can't see them. If I was to target something or get in combat, you could see them, but they are actually there. Don't generally have a need to see them too often, so it's not that big of a deal. And usually in combat or in raid, I'll have something targeted. So let's go ahead and target something, and you'll see that the player frame pops up here, which is myself, and my target frame pops up here, which is Bluto. I monitor debuffs on target, particularly my own personal debuffs right here, debuffs on me right here. You see a little range indicator there, and obviously AzCastbar, which is right here. AzCastbar just seems to kind of randomly be placed there, but once I'm in combat, you'll notice that it has a reason for being where it is. I'll just run over here and find something to attack, and while I'm going there, you'll see that I have a guild add-on here. Lets me keep track of everyone in guild. Obviously calendar and time, and then latency. So just a few things I like to have at one click away kind of thing. So use tidy plates for my name frames. I like it quite a bit. It's a really nice little add-on. Obviously, like any other nameplates, can be turned off or turned on. One thing you'll notice when I go into combat with this guy is you're going to notice that I have centralized abilities here. I'll go over them for a few seconds, but you'll also notice that as I cast Misdirection, I have a large icon here. Now that's an add-on called Tell Me When. It's highly configurable, and the reason I have it so large is I generally use it for raid encounter abilities that affect me. I keep two icons here, such as Pheromones on Garrulon. I could easily keep track of my stacks. It's a large icon, that way I don't have to look up here for a little buff icon and try and figure out how many stacks it has. I can easily see how many stacks I have right here without having to glance or get tunnel vision. I also have a couple above the boss bar here, health bar of my target, so I can keep track of very specific debuffs or buffs on the actual target. Yeah, so without further ado, here we go. Let's do some combat. One thing you'll notice too instantly is these green bars to the left of everything going off. Those are my trinket procs and the scope proc on my gun. Essentially, I like to keep track of those when they're procking and their internal cooldowns here, so I can line them up with big abilities or make sure I'm, maximizing my DPS should they all be procking at the same time. To the left here, I have my trap cooldowns I like to monitor. big cooldowns here, stampede, readiness, rapid fire, main rotational abilities here, and secondary talent abilities here along with CC. What's great is I use Tell Me When also to monitor those. And so Tell Me When allows you to drag multiple spell icons into one icon. And what that does is, if I can go to a talent tier and have 3 different spells, I can drag all of those into one icon. Therefore, when I go to my talents and I pick a spell, the only one that will be displayed in Tell Me When or monitored is the one that is actually enabled to me via the talent panel. So it's actually great. That way when I change talents, I don't have to go opening the spell book, finding the spell, dragging it to the bar. I just know that whatever talent I have selected, it will be the one that is showcased by Tell Me When there for me to watch. As far as, you know, clicking on anything, I don't do a lot of clicking. Everything is pretty much hotkeyed. Honestly, the only things that wouldn't be hotkeyed, like I said, are my profession panels, things like that, and, you know, consumables. I do have things like bandages hotkeyed, and obviously my agility pots are macroed into a burn macro, which is also hotkeyed, so those type of things I don't like to be clicking on during combat. So, you know, again, to maximize DPS, that kind of thing. I will throw a shout out to Marcy. Thanks for the bag add-on. This is ArkInventory. It's pretty amazing. It's entirely configurable with custom categories, so that way when you pick up items, they automatically get sorted into these different categories. Fishing, food, reagents, PvP gear, challenge mode gear, herbs, first aid. It's pretty cool stuff. So you can also track currencies, valor points, altar charms, Mogu runes, that kind of thing. So yeah, pretty great add-on. So I think that just about wraps it up. I can't think of anything else to add at the moment. Chat, you know, it's pretty typical chat. It will disappear if I don't mouse over it for long periods of time, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.